You meet an incredible woman who seems absolutely perfect for you. She's intelligent, beautiful, has her life together, and appears to want a serious relationship. But here's the twist that'll blow your mind. Instead of choosing you, the obvious good choice, she gravitates toward the guy who treats her like an option, shows up late to dates, and can't even hold down a steady job. Sound familiar? Well, today we're diving deep into one of the most misunderstood phenomena in modern dating. The real psychological reasons why women are magnetically drawn to bad boys. And more importantly, why this attraction always has an expiration date that most people never see coming. What I'm about to reveal will completely shift how you understand female attraction. This isn't some pickup artist nonsense or feel-good relationship advice. We're talking about hardwired psychological programming that goes back thousands of years. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how to use this knowledge to build attraction that actually lasts, instead of watching from the sidelines while she chases men who will inevitably disappoint her. But before we get started, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how the same women who claim they want stability and commitment seem to repeatedly choose chaos? There's a scientific reason for this apparent contradiction, and it's not what you think. The truth is, when women say they're attracted to bad boys, they're not actually attracted to the negative behaviors themselves. They're responding to something much deeper, something that most good guys completely miss. And this is where things get really interesting, because once you understand what's really happening beneath the surface, you can provide the same magnetic pull without any of the toxic behavior. Let's start with the elephant in the room. Society has taught us that women want nice, stable, predictable men. But if this were true, why do dating apps show us a completely different story? Why do women consistently swipe right on the guy with the motorcycle instead of the accountant with the steady job and retirement plan? The answer lies in evolutionary psychology. For hundreds of thousands of years, human survival depended on women choosing mates who could protect them and their offspring in dangerous environments. The man who played by all the rules and avoided conflict might have been safe, but he also might not have been able to defend his family when predators or rival tribes showed up. Now here's where it gets fascinating. Bad boys trigger what psychologists call pre-selection indicators. When a woman sees a man who appears confident enough to break rules and challenge authority, her subconscious mind interprets this as evidence that he must be valuable enough to get away with it. After all, if he wasn't somehow special or powerful, he'd face serious consequences for his behavior. This creates what I call the attraction paradox. The same qualities that make a man seem exciting and desirable in the short term are exactly the qualities that make him unsuitable for long-term partnership. It's like being attracted to a sports car for its speed, and then being surprised when it's terrible at hauling furniture. But there's another layer to this that most people never discuss. Bad boys are masters of something called intermittent reinforcement. This is the same psychological principle that makes gambling addictive. They provide unpredictable rewards, giving just enough attention and affection to keep a woman hooked, but never enough to make her feel secure. Think about it this way. When a woman receives a text from the reliable guy, there's no dopamine spike because she knows exactly what to expect. But when the bad boy finally responds after 3 days of silence, her brain releases a flood of feel-good chemicals. She's essentially being conditioned to crave the very inconsistency that's making her miserable. This intermittent reinforcement creates what researchers call trauma bonding. The woman becomes addicted to the cycle of anxiety and relief, interpreting the emotional roller coaster as passionate love. She starts believing that if relationships don't include drama and uncertainty, they must not be real or meaningful. Now here's the secret that changes everything. These women aren't broken or damaged for being attracted to bad boys. They're responding to legitimate attraction triggers that served important purposes throughout human evolution. The problem is that these triggers are firing in a modern context where they no longer serve their original purpose. So why doesn't the bad boy phase last forever? Because eventually, reality sets in. The excitement of unpredictability gets exhausting when you're trying to build an actual life with someone. The confidence that seemed so attractive reveals itself to be selfishness when important decisions need to be made together. The rule-breaking that felt rebellious and exciting becomes a liability when you're dealing with real responsibilities. Most women go through what I call the awakening phase, usually sometime in their late 20s or early 30s. This is when the prefrontal cortex fully develops, and they start making decisions based on long-term thinking rather than immediate emotional gratification. Suddenly, the qualities they once found irresistible start feeling immature and exhausting. But here's what's really important to understand. Just because a woman outgrows her bad boy phase doesn't mean she stops wanting excitement and challenge in her relationships. She doesn't suddenly become attracted to boring, predictable men who bring nothing to the table except stability. What she starts looking for is a man who can provide both security and adventure, both reliability and spontaneity. This is where most good guys make their biggest mistake. They assume that because women eventually want stability, they should lead with their most stable, predictable qualities. They think showing how dependable and safe they are will win her over. But this completely misses the point. She needs to feel attraction first, before she can appreciate your stability. Think of it like this. Nobody buys a house just because it has good plumbing. The plumbing needs to work, absolutely. But it's not what makes someone fall in love with the property. They need to be attracted to the overall package first, and then the practical considerations become important. So what does this mean for you? It means you need to understand how to be what I call a reformed bad boy. You want to embody the attractive qualities that bad boys possess, while avoiding the destructive behaviors that make them unsuitable for long-term relationships. The first trait is genuine self-assurance, not the loud, overcompensating kind that relies on belittling others to feel powerful. Authentic confidence is rooted in a deep sense of personal value, the kind that doesn't depend on praise, attention, or approval to stay intact. When a man possesses this real inner steadiness, he has nothing to justify or show off. His choices come from his own clarity and standards, not from pressure, expectations, or the opinions swirling around him. The second quality is challenge. Bad boys are attractive because they don't make things too easy. They maintain their own lives, interests, and goals, instead of dropping everything to revolve around a woman. They create healthy tension by being willing to disagree and having their own opinions, rather than just agreeing with whatever she says. The third quality is unpredictability, but the right kind. Instead of being unreliable with communication, be unpredictable with experiences. Plan surprise dates, try new activities together, keep her guessing about what adventure you might suggest next. Show her that life with you will never be boring, but she can always count on you to follow through on your commitments. The fourth quality is emotional unavailability. But again, the healthy version. You don't need to be cold or distant. Instead, maintain your own emotional center. Don't become so wrapped up in her feelings that you lose track of your own needs and boundaries. Be supportive without becoming codependent. Here's the crucial difference between a bad boy and a high-value man. A bad boy creates drama and chaos because he's emotionally immature and can't handle responsibility. A high-value man creates excitement and adventure because he's confident enough to take calculated risks and lead interesting experiences. The bad boy keeps a woman on edge through inconsistency and emotional manipulation. The high-value man keeps her engaged through growth, challenge, and shared adventures. One is sustainable and builds trust over time. The other inevitably implodes when real life demands kick in. Now, let's talk about timing, because this is where strategy becomes crucial. If you meet a woman who's still in her bad boy phase, trying to win her over with stability and reliability is like bringing a calculator to an art contest. You're solving the wrong problem with the wrong tools. Instead, you need to show her that you can provide the excitement and challenge she's craving, while also demonstrating the emotional intelligence and life skills that bad boys typically lack. This positions you as an upgrade, not an alternative option. But if you meet a woman who's already gone through her awakening phase, she'll be much more receptive to your stable qualities, as long as you can also show her that you're not boring. She's learned from experience that pure excitement without substance leads to disappointment, so she's looking for the complete package. The key is calibrating your approach based on where she is in this journey, while always maintaining your own authentic personality. You're not trying to become someone else. You're highlighting the aspects of your personality that will resonate most with where she is right now. This brings us to the most important point of all. Understanding female attraction to bad boys isn't about manipulating women or playing games. It's about recognizing the legitimate needs and desires behind seemingly irrational choices, and figuring out how to meet those needs in a healthy, sustainable way. Women don't want to be treated badly. They want to feel challenged, excited, and attracted to their partner. They want to feel like they're with someone who could have other options but chooses to be with them. They want adventure and growth, not just comfort and predictability. When you understand this distinction, everything changes. You stop resenting women for their attraction patterns and start appreciating the opportunity to become a more complete version of yourself. You realize that developing confidence, maintaining challenge, and creating excitement aren't manipulation tactics. They're legitimate improvements to your character that will benefit every area of your life. The women who chase bad boys aren't your enemy. They're showing you exactly what creates attraction, even if they're choosing the wrong men to provide it. Instead of judging their choices, learn from their preferences. Figure out how to embody the attractive qualities they're seeking, while adding the substance and character that bad boys typically lack. Remember, the goal isn't to compete with bad boys on their own terms. The goal is to make bad boys irrelevant by offering everything they provide, plus everything they can't. When you can create excitement and adventure while also being trustworthy and emotionally available, you become the obvious choice. The bad boy phase ends for most women because bad boys can't evolve beyond their limitations. But you can. You can be dangerous enough to be exciting, but safe enough to be trusted. You can be unpredictable enough to keep things interesting, but reliable enough to build a future with. This is the secret that most men never figure out. They think they have to choose between being attractive and being good for her. But the truth is, the most attractive thing you can be is a man who makes her feel both excited about the present and confident about the future. That's something no bad boy can ever provide. And it's why understanding this psychology gives you such a massive advantage in creating lasting attraction.